Hey, and welcome to Pirate Hunter Traffy. Today we have an epic topic for you that's bound to ignite some fierce debates. Picture this: Zoro, the legendary swordsman from One Piece, venturing into the world of Demon Slayer. Could he outshine the Demon Slayers themselves? Well, get ready for a thrilling discussion as we dive into the hypothetical clash of these two incredible anime universes. Zoro, renowned for his indomitable spirit and unmatched swordsmanship, faces off against the formidable demons and demon slayers armed with their specialized breathing techniques and powerful Nichiren blades. In this exciting video, we'll explore these iconic characters' contrasting styles, abilities, and sheer determination. We'll analyze their strengths and weaknesses and contemplate the potential outcome of a thrilling showdown between Zoro and the Demon Slayers. So, buckle up and join us on this exhilarating journey of speculation and imagination. Trust us, you don't want to miss this. How strong is Zoro? Let's do a quick check of how strong he is before we send our favorite fighter to the world of Demon Slayer. A review of what makes him the great fighter we respect so far. Strength. Zoro is very strong physically, and he spends a lot of time at sea, lifting very big and heavy weights to keep getting stronger. Zoro's strength is a big part of what makes him a good swordsman. His hits have a lot of power and range, and they can cut through a lot of things. Zoro is so strong that he can fight superhumanly large and powerful opponents just as well as he can fight normal-sized opponents and send them flying away with ease. Even though Mr. One's devil fruit made it hard for him to cut Mr. One's skin at first, Zoro's blows were strong enough to knock the powerful martial artist to the ground. Zoro could fight against people like Kaku, a superhuman assassin whose zone powers made him much stronger and heavier, and even beat him by flexing his muscles and using his Nigorizake move. Also, Zoro used a no-sword style skill when he didn't have his swords during the Groggy Ring event in the Davy Back fight. With this skill, he could use his body's power to send out shockwaves that looked like sword strikes. He made a whirlwind by throwing his arms forward, which made Pickles spin into his partner Big Pan. He is also one of the few people who can hurt Kaido when he is in his mixed form. When he jumped off Sky Island, he changed into a tougher version of himself. He also did a great job of cutting off Pika's 500-meter giant. Durability. In terms of durability, Zoro is known for being able to take a lot of pain. Most of his fights come down to who can last the longest. When he gets hurt, he usually stands all of the pain and then passes the opponent. I'm sure Zoro is just as amazing as Kaido, the strongest creature or killer, the big guy. Speed and nimbleness. And Zoro has a lot of speed and agility, which he uses to chase down enemies and dodge their strikes. Like his crewmate Brook, he can cut people in the blink of an eye and even pull the sword out and put it back in its sheath before they can respond. In his fight with Ryuma, the zombie master swordsman, the two of them were able to block each other's attacks before the onlookers even knew they had struck. The onlookers only realized they had struck when the blows started to affect the area around them. At Whiskey Peak, he was so fast that he was able to beat 100 bounty hunters at once and avoid the many bullets they shot at him. After the time jump, Zoro has shown he is a very fast swimmer underwater. He can travel through the depths of the ocean in a small bubble and easily use a powerful move against Tsurume, the giant kraken. He was able to get past Hody Jones easily and hit him while they were both underwater, even though Hody was much stronger underwater as a fishman. On Punk Hazard, Zoro was in the middle of the lake where it was freezing cold, but he was still able to fight off several sharks. And in his fight with Kuma, the bear man, shows how fast Zoro is, seeing strikes at the speed of light. To be clear, our favorite swordsman can avoid strikes that come at him way too fast. Weapons. In terms of weapons, if you count Odin's katana as one of Zoro's swords, he has some very famous ones. The three-sword user also uses Enma, the coast-splitting katana, Shizui, a black great grade sword, Wado Ichimonji, the family sword of Kuina from the first episode, and Sandai Kitetsu, one of the third-generation grade swords. With the Wano Country arc, swordsmanship reached a whole new level. Extra skills. Remember that Zoro is one of the people who can use the color of the Supreme King, and that's why he was especially afraid of the beast's Emperor Kaido. His observation haki and armament haki are also very helpful in the way he fights. Would he be the #1 in Demon Slayer verse? So let's say Zoro got lost, which he usually does because that man has no sense of direction and ends up in the world of Demon Slayer. He should have no trouble getting into a fight because trouble follows him. But who would he fight? As a reminder, the Hashira, who are the best of the present Demon Slayers and are often called pillars, will be among the strongest. Their swords are also very cool. On the other hand, you can't really compare the devils who aren't ranked. Still, we will try to set the upper moon / ranked demons on the roll. The name the Steel-Headed Tanjiro will also be added to the list, because he was turned into a demon. The last boss of the cave will definitely be Demon Muzan. So, to start off, Zoro will first be facing the pillars. This is what the Hashira's team is made up of: Giyu Tomioka, the Water Hashira, Sanemi Shinazugawa, the Wind Hashira, Gyome Himejima, the Stone Hashira, Tanjiro Tamado, Yorichi's spiritual son, and Yorichi Tsugikuni, the creator of all breathing styles. As for the team from Upper Moons, Akaza, the most feared demon from the Infinite Train arc, Kokushibo, Yorichi's twin brother, Tanjiro Tamado, a demon who could become the Demon King, and as you go up the tower, I'd like to say that the space between each Upper Moon is crazy. Who will Zoro have trouble beating? Actually, none of the other characters in Demon Slayer can match up to Zoro. On the first step, One Piece's damage level can be much worse than Kimetsu no Yaiba's. Even though Zoro owns Enma, it wouldn't be fair to keep him from using it. No need to make such scale regulations, so he will be using 2 of his blades in the match. The Demon Slayer mark will make them harder to beat when he faces off with Hashira's team. Those guys could actually go faster than the speed of sound. Yorichi could still do more. It's hard, though, because Hashira are really good at breathing styles, whether they're using them to take in air or give damage. With the Demon Slayer mark, they reach a new level of awareness, speed, and accuracy. With the transparent world, Gyome and Yorichi will be able to use haki like advanced observation skills. Tanjiro, in particular, reached the level of a Hashira after training at the Stone Hashira, which also woke up the Demon Slayer mark, transparent world, and selfless state. Thus, because of Transparent World, Tanjiro can predict when his enemies will attack, a slowed down version of reality, almost as good as advanced observation haki. His ability to do the real Hinokami Kagura, the sun breathing, is a great asset, whether it comes to speed, flexibility, endurance, or accuracy. With the selfless state, Tanjiro distracts his opponent for a short time, like when you don't notice a herb when you're facing a snake, but he is the snake. Plus, it will be hard to face him because of his bright red Nichiren. If Zoro uses the Ashura power, he can get the upper hand, but only if he uses it. Now to the demon side, you might be thinking about the same thing. Demons only die when they are exposed to the sun or when Nichiren cuts off their heads. Since Zoro doesn't know how to use this sword, he has 2 choices. While he was waiting for the sun to come up, he was either looking for new weapons made by their swordsmiths or fighting with the weapons he already had. Besides that, Akaza can grow his head back after being almost killed. He will always be getting better. Also, his sharp awareness and the cursed technique Compass Needle, which killed Rengoku because he didn't use it, are just mind-blowing. Kokushibo, who used to be a demon slayer, has moon breathing in addition to his crazy regeneration. He can go to the transparent world and eat live things just by touching them. He is also given the Demon Slayer mark, as if that wasn't enough. There, Zoro would have to keep fighting until the sun came up, and then he would have to pin them down. Tanjiro Tamado is a demon. He was chosen by Muzan and is meant to be the best demon king ever. Even sunshine doesn't work on him like it does on the other demons because he can heal that fast. He could also still use sun breathing. He can use strikes that move back and forth and even blitz, and as a demon king, you are sure to have endless stamina. The fight will probably end with Hashira or when Zoro dies from being too tired to fight anymore. How will the matchup with Muzan be? Muzan is the most powerful evil being ever because he lives above the upper moons. Even if his head is cut off, he can't die because he is eternal. Except when he's in the sun. He's been a master fighter for more than 1,000 years. He is faster than Yurichi, who made the breathing styles. Muzan could even kill Zoro by injecting his blood into his body. If things go wrong, he might be able to just run away and stay hidden. Muzan, the Demon King, is a topic all by himself. That's why we will drop another video exploring this, so subscribe and turn the notifications on. In a nutshell, Zoro could beat most of the Demon Slayer foes by mostly using the Hashira mode and the Conqueror's Haki, but he will keep killing monsters until the sun comes up if he doesn't get Nichiren swords. But as you wait for an update of Zoro vs Muzan, why don't you check out this next video?